I said, Lord, I've never been one to want to change anything on my body, but if you just decide that you want to bless me,
Of course, we have to talk about breasts when it comes to working out, right?
basically, I kind of encourage women to get up, get physically active.
Or some really good exercises, workouts that you would recommend for breasts and how they impact the breast.
Right. So a lot of women,
So, everyone just likes to think about squats.
most women do not like to train their upper body for fear of looking masculine, things of that nature. But what a lot of women don't realize is
I do them, but I've never liked them. Certain things I couldn't imagine doing without a bra on or without a sports bra for sure.
I tell them to always make sure they have a sports bra on because that sports bra is going to cover. And we've seen the memes. The men are super swole up top. You look at those little itty bitty legs.
The
And
chicken
then the
leg.
women train your breasts, train your upper body. A lot of women lose all of this, and you find out women as they get older, it's not too late. You can be better and your best at this age.
Let's talk about breasts.
Let's talk about you and me
Let's talk about all the good things.
and all the bad things. Welcome to episode 61 of BoobTube Podcast. I'm your best friend, Jaleesa, and I also would love to wish you all a happy new year. Hope you all had a good break, and now that I'm back and rejuvenated, here to have some more conversations about breasts while breasts are breasts. So we're going to kick this year off with some working out because a lot of people are working out at the top of the year. It's a popular New Year's resolution. But of course, we have to talk about breasts when it comes to working out, right? So before we get to that, let's take BoobTube on the move.
What do the letters go up to for bra sizes?
G, right?
No right or wrong answer.
G, I think.
All right, we're going with G. What do you think is the largest cup size for bras?
I have no idea.
For sports bras?
Sports bra.
Yeah.
Non-custom? Oh, the
I
biggest
like,
I know is triple D.
Triple D?
I think that's the
I'm
biggest.
that's about as big as I can make it. And then I don't see.
Yeah, triple D. I think it's
That's sports bra.
now without being custom.
Yeah, that's what she said. Without,
Yeah, I mean,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
Go to the store and just grab it. I would imagine
Oh,
double,
yeah.
maybe triple.
Okay. What do you think is the largest cup size for sports bras?
I don't zero because sports bras and cup
Zero.
sizes don't even go together. If you tell someone what your cup size is, they'll just be like, okay, extra extra large sports bra. What is that? How is the sports bra extra extra large? Like, don't get me started on that. Don't even get me started on that.
So, of course, I brought in an expert that can talk to us a little more about our breasts when it comes to working out. We want to make sure you have the body that you want for this year or any other time that it is that you would like to have that body. Spring break is coming up, summer is coming up, 2026 is coming up. It's just whenever is the time for you. So, whenever you're ready, you have this information as a reference for whenever you are ready. So let's see what our guest has to say. So welcome, Yolanda.
Thank you. Well, I am the founder of Get Fit for Purpose.
Get fit
And
for purpose.
yes, Get Fit for Purpose.
Okay.
Just like the name GETFITFR Purpose, PURPOSE.
Get fit
And
purpose.
Get Fit for Purpose. And basically, it's a training platform. And basically, I kind of encourage women to get up, get physically active, and things of that nature. So, yeah. And I'm a professional bodybuilder, ex-Olympian, all of that.
All righty. Okay. So can you tell us a little, how did you get into this profession?
Of course. So, I started this organization, Get Fit for Purpose, because part of my genetic background, I come from a family that has a history of being obese, suffering from diabetes, high blood pressure, all those things that's related to, being unhealthy, things that we can control.
Mhm.
So I witnessed a lot of my family members going through the different scenarios of having, these respective issues. My mom, for example, she's had a double mastectomy. She takes an insulin shot every day. She takes medication because she's diabetic and things of that nature. So I took a passion because I witnessed my grandmother, my great grandmother, and a lot of my family members exhibit the same issues because of a learned process. So I wanted to make a concerted effort to teach my children to do something different. So I have a 33-year-old daughter and I have a 30-year-old son. So I started training them differently to introduce some new things and a different way of lifestyle for them. So that's how I got started.
Being proactive, being the change.
Exactly.
Like that.
Exactly.
Okay, so of course we're here focusing on breasts, and I wanted to get some information about some of the top or some really good exercises, workouts that you would recommend for breast and how they impact breast.
Right. So a lot of women, I'll tell you, so I am a professional bodybuilder and a trainer as well. I've been in and around the gym, and I've facilitated various fitness programs with the YMCA. I've had contracts with the city of Houston, different schools, districts, etc. So one of the things that I do encourage women to do is to make sure they train their upper body, which the main part of the upper body is going to encompass the breast, the pectoralis muscular group, if you will. The layman term, we call them pecs. So that's very important. Most women do not like to train their upper body for fear of looking masculine, things of that nature. But what a lot of women don't realize is that when you train your upper body, you are, building muscle under the breast tissue, as well as improving your physique and things of that nature. So typically when you have a strong chest and you train those muscles, it kind of helps with your posture and it helps with lower back problems, etc. So those are some of the benefits of training your upper body and building those muscles up top, because it's going to help take the weight off of your back, your lower back. It's going to help you because when you train your chest, it's going to help with your ab muscles as well, and your abs typically protects your lower back. So it's an overall benefit to the body, and it's also going to help with the physique.
And doesn't that help right here, like with your shoulders too?
Your traps, trapezius, yes, your traps, and then you have your shoulders, and so it helps with it. It's really a muscle that your pecs is a muscle that a lot of women, they just kind of eliminate that. They don't even think of it. Most women, when I talk about push-ups and things of that nature, women always, oh, I can't do push-ups, it's too hard. I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
You have to do push-ups. Building the muscles here is so important. Like, women don't even understand the benefits of increasing and building those pectoralis muscles. It's very important.
I don't like that. I do not like push-ups. I do them, but I've never liked them. But I do them. But I guess I never thought about it from the perspective of it even helping with your core and your abs.
Yeah.
I know it can help with posture, but I didn't think about that part, which makes perfect sense. So yeah. Thanks. So are there any outside of push-ups, are there other exercises that you would say are good for them? Because I think different presses and stuff.
There are different variations of push-ups. I know, being, the feminine woman, I'm a feminine woman as well, but I would say a lot of women are not comfortable with getting on the ground and doing, push-ups, like what we call the modified version, but you can also do what they call wall push-ups. So you can actually lean against the wall and kind of push yourself back and forth away from the wall. And that's a modified version of a push-up. And so that's something that a lot of my clients, even when I've had larger clients that have been considered as obese, I start off with a wall push-up. And basically they just kind of walk away from the wall a few, just a couple of, take maybe 2 or 3 steps away from the wall. And then from there, they kind of lean against the wall, and then they push back, and then kind of walk away from the wall, lean against the wall, and just kind of push back and go from there. So that's like another modified version. But other than that, just kind of laying on your back and maybe getting some kind of dumbbells or any, a lot of women are not familiar with the weights. So I tell them to go ahead and grab some canned goods, water bottles, or anything. And even new moms, they can grab their babies and just lean back flat on the bed and just push away from the body. The work in the chest is basically a push workout. So you're just pushing away from the body, and then you pull it back in, and then you push it back out. So that's basically what the chest workout is, a push workout. So anything that you're pushing away, you're going to increase the lactic acid in the chest. So you're pushing away, and then you're bringing your body forward, and then pushing away again. So it kind of builds the muscle. But that's very important because it kind of lifts the breast, because naturally the breast will kind of pull down for various reasons, because we nurse our children. I nurse both of my children. And just the weight of the breast, based on experience, that your breast is basically derived of fat tissue. So I know as a professional bodybuilder, whenever I lean down, if I'm competing for a competition, my breast tends to shrink and get smaller. But like right now, I'm not competing for competition, so I'm a little bit fuller. So now my breasts are a little bit heavier. So I find it a little bit more difficult in most cases to do the strenuous pushing exercises I just recently demonstrated. But I do know whenever I do exercises for my breasts, it kind of helps to lift them up, and it kind of helps them not to sag as much.
Right. They become more firm when you do those types of work.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
while women are worried about maybe looking too manly, they're not realizing that it can help them look a little more perky.
Exactly.
Right.
For sure.
It's more
For
firm.
sure.
And don't they say like rowing exercises are also good as well, because it's like that same motion, even though it's not necessarily, well, it's a pull instead of a push, but it's still like going back and forth.
Well, it's a push and a pull. It's
Oh.
called eccentric and concentric. So you kind of, when you're rowing, it's like you're pulling and then you're pushing. It's like you're doing both at the same time. It's like an eccentric and a concentric motion. So it's a very good workout for the upper body, to your point. So I would definitely encourage women to do that type of workout as well. And then we have what's called the fly. It's like you're bringing your hands together, you're widening your hands, and then you're bringing them together, keeping your chest up. And then it's going to also engage your chest muscles as well this way. So that's another workout. You can actually use cables, like, 2 cables. If they have what they call a cable machine, you can grab the cables and bring it up together like this. It's going to help with that crease in the middle. Or you can you can grab 2 dumbbells and kind of lean back and grab 2 dumbbells and bring them up. And it'll give you the same type of workout as far as the, with that crease and bringing the pectoralis muscles together here.
And you said it's called the vibe?
No, it's so here, this is called a fly, like a chest fly.
Oh, a fly. I thought you said vibe.
No,
I was like,
I'm sorry.
Called that. So I was like, okay.
No, it's a fly.
Clarify.
I'm so sorry. Yeah.
No, you're fine.
It's a chest fly.
Yeah, the fly.
Yes.
I was like, now that I'm familiar with. It was like a vibe. I didn't know that. Okay, got it.
Right.
Page. Okay. So when talking about that, I've had some conversations with men who talked about like pec tears. Is that something that women, I mean, we have pecs as well as men, but what's our risk factor there?
Well, a lot of men, they have a tendency to, lift extremely heavy.
Right.
And then the testosterone that men has and then what they exhibit, they always have a tendency, to not get a proper spotter. And they just want to go And sometimes it could be not doing the proper form. In some cases, it can be doing it incorrectly. And, and like I said in the beginning, not having a spotter. So
Mm.
if you're exhausting your pecs, your chest muscles, you're
Mhm.
exhausting them and you're not doing the proper form, you're going extremely heavy, you can definitely tear that muscle. You can definitely
Okay.
tear. So most women, because most women don't like to do the chest workout anyway, I'm pretty sure that most women probably won't go too heavy.
Mhm.
But also, I would always suggest whenever women are wanting to start resistance training or working out, if you will, I suggest that they always try to get a trainer to start off with. That way, you at least get a month or a few sessions of proper form because I think versus going heavy versus how many reps you can get out, the main thing is to make sure you're doing the workout properly, is what I would say.
So with pec tears and
Hmm.
I was thinking with a lot of tears or strains and things like that, a lot of times stretching plays a pivotal role in that, and of course, like water
Hmm.
intake and other factors. But
Yeah.
would you say there are certain stretches or things that women should be doing before doing certain chest workouts or anything? Or because I mean,
Hmm.
think of what to do. I guess when you are when I can't think of the name right now, but say like when you're on your stomach and you are stretching up like this, or maybe certain arm stretches, does that get the pecs too? For the
Well,
most part?
you can definitely do some Pilates movements or some yoga movements that can kind of open up the chest muscles.
Mhm.
One of the movements you can lay on your side and do a kind of like an oblique arch and maybe
Mhm.
take the arm up and kind of take it
Oh
over,
yeah.
back down, and then open up the chest that way and then switch sides. So there are various exercises you can do. You can actually stand up and or sit and kind of just bring your arms, try to touch your arms and bring them back and then pull your chest up and
Mhm.
kind of open up your chest that way. And just different exercises to kind of open up your chest to elongate those pectoralis muscles, if you will. And then before you actually get a warm up or start your workout. But there's not a long like our lower body. There are plenty exercises we can do to
Right.
warm up the lower body, but there's not a ton of exercises we can do to warm up the chest, if you will. But I would just suggest just doing some basic movements to open up the chest to kind of get it warm before you start your workout.
That makes sense. Alrighty.
Yes.
And would you say that, or I guess, can you speak on maybe just the importance of having a sports bra to support your breasts during your workouts and like why that's so
Yeah.
important? Seems obvious, but I mean,
Yeah.
maybe there's something you could touch on.
For starters, as I mentioned, it's very obvious. I think when your breast or you're doing any kind of training or exercise, it's gonna allow just gonna require you to do a lot of jumping movements and up and down. It's gonna make your breasts jump. I'm an older woman, but I would say for the younger women, especially those who are going through, your menstrual cycle, your
Mhm.
breasts have a tendency to fill up and they're bigger and things like that. And if you're nursing babies, their chests are gonna get bigger or feel bigger because they're filled with milk. So I would say definitely you want to make sure you have a good supporting bra on. I've had women in my past when I taught step aerobics, women would always come up to me and say that their breasts hurt a lot when they're doing the workout because they're doing a lot of movements and their breasts are, if they just have a regular bra, their
Mhm.
breasts are moving up and down. I tell them to always make sure they have a sports bra on because that sports bra is going to cover the breast and tighten it up and lift it up a little bit more to give you that added support that you need. So having the proper undergarment on for your breast is very, very important when you're working out.
Yes. For me, it also just feels uncomfortable to sweat. Well, I'm a sweater, so it feels
Hmm.
uncomfortable to sweat that much in a regular bra. And
Exactly.
Yeah, and also just the constant movement, not wanting to, well, wanting something that's going to kind of keep that bounce down and
Mm-hmm.
keep you out of pain because you don't, that's not the type of pain you want to feel from your workout. You want to feel sore
Yeah,
muscles or
but
something, but not sore breasts.
exactly. I
Yeah.
know that's sure. And see, like now, the size that I am now is typically big for me
Hmm.
because when I'm training for competition, I'm extremely small. And
Hmm.
like now, my cup is like a C cup. But I tell you, now I make sure that I have my bras from when I'm training for competition when I'm smaller, and then I have my bras from when I'm larger, which is now. And so these bras that I wear is just really, really tight and supportive. So your bra is very, very important for your breast because let me tell you, it can be extremely painful, as you mentioned, when you don't have the right bra on when you're exercising.
Yeah, certain things I couldn't imagine doing without a bra on or without a sports bra for sure. So,
Exactly.
because yeah, certain movements, that weight, you're gonna feel it. And those aren't
Oh my goodness.
not the type of weightlifting
Yes.
you want to do.
Right.
Yes. And I think also when it comes to sports bras, it's just making sure that you have a quality one, especially for women who have a larger bust, which is usually like the D and up club. And
Mhm.
because we have the regular pullover sports bras that are kind of a small, medium, large, or maybe one size fits all or something like that.
Mhm.
And living is having to understand that those aren't for everybody. Sometimes we need a little more support there. So
Exactly.
yeah, I'm always happy when people invest in their chest and get a decent sports bra so that they can do the activities that they need to do without feeling
Exactly.
restricted, meaning not restricted from like this, but meaning restricted from doing certain workouts because they don't have the
Right.
support. So, and even when I have
Yeah. Mhm.
I was just saying when I have clients, I make sure like if they try it on, like, hey, do what you normally do. If you're normally jumping or
Mhm.
jumping jacks or whatever you're doing, do that so you can see how it feels and
Right.
make sure that you're being supported for what it is that you do when you're
Right. I've had ladies to come to me that because I run a lot, I've had ladies that come to me and say when they've not been able to run because their breasts are so sore, because
Mhm.
they don't, to your point, they don't have the proper support for the upper body. And I always tell them in some cases, I'm not the expert as far as what type of garment, but I will tell them you need to go get fitted for a really good sports bra because if you're doing a lot of jumping and running and your breasts are going up and down, the weight of them, you want to make sure you are wearing the appropriate support for the workout. So that's very important. I've known people to not do what they enjoy doing because the breasts, they get
Mhm.
so sore and they can't figure out what to do from that point.
I've heard of that too. And also what's common is wearing two sports bras or
Mm.
a regular bra and the pullover sports bra on top. And
Right. I heard of that too.
yeah, even I did that when I was younger.
Mhm.
I had a period of time where I had to do that. And just with starting my business and everything, I always remind people I'm here because I've been there. So when they're telling
Right.
me that they're wearing two bras to the gym or that they don't do this because they don't have a sports bra and all the other things you can think of when it comes to like bra stories. It's like, yep, I've
Right.
been there. So
Oh, yeah.
it makes the change so that you don't have to do that because you don't want
Exactly.
to do that. That's not comfortable for sure.
Not at all.
Yes. So this is definitely good information that women need to hear when it comes to
Mhm.
them working out. And especially, like you said, we're at the top of the year. So, that's when people are on their mission to get fit.
Exactly.
Yeah. I
And
hope that.
I know some women that like my mom, she had a double mastectomy early this year, and she's a woman, and she's an older woman, so she's not too much interested in doing reconstructive surgery or anything.
Right.
But some women who may have encountered, having to do a mandatory, breast removal or whatever, a mastectomy, if you will, or whatever the case, if this is something that they just wanted to do, I would just say that's important because I know I don't know personally, but I've heard stories of women having to have breast implants because of various reasons. For those type of women, it's important for them to make sure they have the proper bra as well.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of aids and assists with same thing, their breasts moving around too much and
Mm-hmm.
too much activity, even with breasts that are implants. It can kind of mess up, over a period of time what they augmented. So it's always a good idea to just have a great support as well, even with women that has had breast enhancements.
And I'm sure you see that a lot in competitions too, because
Yes,
yeah,
for sure.
because of that breast tissue going away and people getting implants. So yeah, that is important to just
It
have.
crosses my mind often. I say, Lord, I've never been one to want to change anything on my body, but if you just decide that you want to bless me with some extra income, because when I tell you when I lose weight, and I usually lose about 35 to 40 pounds
Mhm.
when I'm training, and when I tell you this is non-existent,
Right. I
and
can
I
imagine.
literally I'm always on the fence of getting some type of implants, but I always say, remind myself, okay, this is just for competition. You're not always going to be this way. You're going
Right.
to gain your natural weight back. So that's the only thing that keeps me from doing it. But yes, in the bodybuilding industry, the women that really, want to stay that small, 10% body fat, I can't do it. 10% body fat on a regular basis, they're the ones that get those breast implants. So I just can't do it. So
Yeah, that's some true dedication right there.
yes, it is for sure.
So are you going to be competing more in the future?
Yes, I've been contemplating coming out of retirement for the last 4 years,
Uh-huh.
but I do have a personal goal to come out of retirement in 2025. So
Okay.
yeah, so I will be training for competition again. Yes,
Wow. Congrats to you.
thank
Shout
you.
out to
I'm excited.
Yes, that does sound exciting. And how many years has it been?
So it's been close to 4 years that I've not competed.
Okay.
So my body, started going through menopause. I want to say 3 years
Yeah.
ago. I started noticing a dramatic change in my body. The things that I would typically do to prepare for a competition. Actually, I was planning to compete. The last year I competed, I was planning to compete the next year, but I would start on the regimen, the diet, and my body just started doing some things.
Mm-hmm.
I gained weight. I started having the night sweats, and then my hormones were imbalanced. Went to the doctor, had blood work done. And the doctor was like, "Yeah, you're in menopause 100%." So I kind of was depressed about that a little bit. And I was even with my off season, when I'm not competing, my off season, I was walking around bigger than what I normally would be, and I
Mm-hmm.
started noticing my body just changing all the way around. So I said, "Okay, we got to figure this out." So I finally made a few changes and I noticed that, okay, I feel different. Just I'm taking some natural things over the counter, like ashwagandha and things of that nature. Just started doing some basic things, making sure I'm getting more rest, increasing my cardio, and just being cognizant and mindful of what I'm eating. And those things seem to be working. So I can definitely see some changes in my body. So I'm going to try again in 2025 to start prepping for competition.
Okay. And one thing I learned from a podcast recently that
Mhm.
estrogen rich foods and things like that really help because it's a lot of what we experience during menopause is a result
Mhm.
of us not having the estrogen that we once did. So
Right.
something to look into too.
Yes. Yes, for
But
sure.
yes, I hope that you do very well in competition and that you're able to compete again. I think that would be very good to see you on that journey again coming out of retirement.
Yes,
So,
yes. And
and so
I want to encourage women that are older as well. You know, I'm 56. So I always enjoy encouraging women who are like 45 and older, 50 and older, to let them know that this is not the end for us. We can definitely thrive and be the best version of ourselves physically. You know, most oftentimes we talk about the spiritual, the emotional, mental, and all of that. But even the physical, we can still thrive physically to be the best version of ourselves. It's not too late. It's not about this is just it. This is what you get. It's over. No, it's not even about that. You can be
right.
better and your best at this age.
Perfect. Well, that we always do like to end with some words of positivity. So I think that was definitely it right there. And
Yes.
also just speaking about your journey while you're gonna
Mhm.
come out of retirement, can you share where people can find you and follow you on your journey and support you? Where can they find?
Sure. Yeah, of course. I'm on Facebook under Yolanda Smith.
Mm-hmm.
That's my just my first and last name, or you can find me under Iron Lady. Under my professional bodybuilding name on Facebook as well, Iron Lady.
Mm-hmm.
And on Instagram, you can find me at I am Yolanda.Smith at 68.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I guess what's X, formerly known as Twitter, you can find me at Get Fit for Purpose.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm also on TikTok. So if you type in my name, Yolanda Smith, you can on all of the social media platforms, I'm there. I even have a YouTube channel, Get Fit for Purpose. You can find me on YouTube as well.
Okay. Well, that gives people all the options so that they can follow you
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
And I'm sure it would be great to see that journey, just watching it unfold and seeing you transform over time. So
Oh my God. Yes.
yeah, looking forward to seeing that. I know you're not looking forward to losing your breast like that, but like you said, they'll
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm usually just flat here, but I do enjoy seeing my abs because my abs used to come in really crispy when I'm training. So I haven't seen my abs in a while. So I'm
well,
waiting
you
to see
have
those.
reason. Sometimes, those hormones,
Mhm.
they do some things.
Tell me about it. Yes, for
Yeah.
sure.
That's a whole nother topic for another day because that's just how much of a role they play in our lives for sure, especially
Yes,
women. So yeah, you're doing great.
thank you. I really appreciate that. And women, train your breast, train your upper body. A lot of women lose all of this, and you find out women as they get older, their shoulders are slumping down. They have no
Mhm.
curvature here. Chest muscles is just swooping down. We need to train it, ladies. Let's get on the roll. Let's get on the roll. Train our chest.
You heard it first from Miss Yolanda Smith.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining today on BooTube. Really love getting this information and love for everyone to hear it too, so that they can go into this new year strong with a strong upper body and know
Exactly.
that that's something they need to focus on. Everyone just likes to think about squats. It's like, no, you
You
need
know, look, I'm gonna
to
say really quick. I know we're ending, but
get by.
I see the men, and we've seen the memes. The men are super swole up top. You look at those little itty bitty legs,
The
and
chicken
then the
legs.
women are all big and voluptuous below. Then you look up top, and nothing is balanced. Let's balance. Let's
Yeah.
let's find the balance. So yeah, let's train our whole body.
Yes, balance in 2025 for
There
sure.
you go. That's it. Balance in 2025. I like that.
Nothing worse than the men that's big on top with the little legs. I'm just like,
Oh my goodness. I don't
and they
understand.
just, you see them at the gym, like only working out their upper body. It's like, there's a whole nother part to you. That's
Exactly.
no attention.
Tell me about it. Yes.
Yes. So that's a message right there. Hopefully people listen because there's a lot of imbalances in people. But
Mhm.
the good thing is they're at least being active to an extent. But let's just balance it out. Balance in 2025. That's the motto.
That's what I say, and I'm gonna capture that, and I'm gonna push it for sure because it's definitely necessary.
I understand. Well, yes. Again, thank you for joining and sharing all of this pertinent information and wishing you well on your journey as you get back into competing.
I definitely appreciate it, and thank you for having me. And whenever you want to talk again, just let me know. I'm happy to
Of
be a part.
course. Of course, we'll do.
All right.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed what our guests had to say about working out when it comes to breast. That was a lot of good information for us to have. Make sure you tune into our next episode as we discuss more things that you should know going into this new year when it comes to your breasts. And of course, that's going to regard some bra shopping. So make sure that you're listening to that before you go buy a bunch of bras that might not work out for you. So tune in. Be sure to follow on socials, like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Shop merch at bootupodcast.net. And we'll see you next time. Adios.